Hi everyone, this is Elaine Sarantakos, and in this video I want to talk to you about discovering your career path, because it changes different parts of your life, which is a good thing. It's not bad. As you grow and evolve as a person, you discover what you like, what you don't like, different passions, different talents, and you might discover something, take advantage of an opportunity that will lead you to something else. So I just want to talk a little bit about my background. So I was in hotel management. I studied that in Greece for 3 years. I worked in Toronto. I've worked in the Canadian Rockies at the Fairmont. I was a beach girl in the Cayman Islands for a year. I was an au pair in Spain. I had all of these experiences that were abroad. I don't know if I said I worked in the Greek islands. So from that, I knew that I loved people, I loved working in destinations, I loved experiencing living in destinations and meeting people from all over the world. Then after that, I studied, actually when I was 23, I got out of hotels and hospitality, and then I went to, I worked at a bank, which was, I'm not really the ideal bank person. I think I was there for 7 months. I did not like it at all, and then I went back to, that's when I went to live in the Rockies. So it was my time during there that I started, I think it was 2007, so it was before the Rockies, but it was the time that I was working at the bank that I started getting into The Secret, personal development, and reading all of these self-help books and things like that. And then I just discovered life coaching, and I studied it with Coach U. Life coaching, obviously, if you're watching this channel, or maybe you stumbled upon this, but it's where are you now, where do you want to go, and then building a strategy and having a life coach that holds you accountable and brings you clarity and helps you work on developing what it is that you want and to co-create it into fruition. So it was through that so then I started getting clients, I started having my business. I was still working as well in order to support myself, and then that's when I also started my travel project, where in 2011 I did my living on a permanent vacation, where I worked 3 weeks a week, and the last week of every month I went on vacation, and I blogged about it, I vlogged about it, and initially when I started that, I wanted to do it as a personal travel project. Sometimes when you see life coaches, they talk about their lives and they say you should do this, you should do that, but they never really talk about themselves. So I wanted to put it out there, something that was my own personal dream, and hopefully inspire people to live out their dreams that were not necessarily related to travel, but it shows, I don't know, living my dream and going for it for my year project. So it was through that initially that it was just to blog and to write, and then well, when I first started, I also started recording videos. So when I started recording videos, I would just take some footage and then upload raw footage without editing, without doing anything. And then it was about 6 months in that I bought my MacBook Pro, and I started fiddling around with iMovie. And I always knew that before, when I was living abroad, people would ask me, Elaine, why don't you come back to Canada? What do you like about there? So wherever you are, what do you like about it so much? And I always wanted to share with them these magical experiences that I was having abroad that weren't anything like, you know, being back home in Toronto. And of course, at that time, I couldn't really do it because we didn't live in this world that we live in today with social media, you know, digital cameras, Instagram, Facebook. So I didn't have, there was YouTube, but I guess, well, later on, but not, I don't even know, actually, I should know by myself when YouTube was made, but it wasn't the online social media world that we were living in today. So through videos, I was able to share, tap into what I knew when I was younger, which was I like, you know, living beautiful experiences, and I wish I could share. So it was with social media that I was able to do that. And then later on, if you see my movies, you know, Colombia or Greece or from Montreal, you'll be able to see that I started, you know, messing around with editing, and I really enjoyed it. And right now I'm in school at George Brown College for video and film production, which I'm starting on Thursday. Actually, it started last week, but there was an event and I couldn't make it. So I'm starting that, so I hope to use Final Cut Pro and take everything up a notch with higher production and better quality, and learn more about it, because I didn't realize how much I loved film. So this is just showing you how, I'm just showing you the stages of you try something, then it evolves to something else. And then with doing all of this online work, you know, naturally trying to do it to inspire people, I also started messing around with social media, which brought me to study social media marketing at George Brown at College in Toronto, and I'm on my last course right now. And then this led me now to be working in an advertising agency, which is now leading me to work into another marketing position, which is, so it's all kind of related. So I'm just trying to show you, show you how sometimes you're confused about your career path, but you have these little things that you know within, and then it leads you and guides you to where it is that you're supposed to go. So there were a lot of times where I was really frustrated and I was confused, and sometimes now I have all of these ideas of what I want to do, but sometimes it's a little like foggy and there isn't clarity. I'm also creative, so my mind generates lots of ideas and ideas and ideas. It's kind of exhausting living in my head, but I just wanted to share with you that sometimes you just discover naturally what it is that you're supposed to do, and it's not something that you can force and know exactly now what you're going to do for the rest of your life. Of course, one of the good things would be to start looking at your passions and what makes you happy, and then from looking at your passions and what makes you happy, you can tap within the knowledge that you already know, and then it will guide you and take you along to where it is that you're supposed to be. So that's my kind of ramble, my rant of discovering your life purpose. So I guess I would just say do what makes you happy, and something will come from it, and it will lead you to the next stepping stone of where you're supposed to be. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. Lots of love. Bye. I didn't want to ruin my lipstick. Bye.